at Yama's.
Oh, I was gonna want to go to your place, but if you want to go to Yama's, we can go to Yama's.
I'm down for
your
chicken
place?
karaage.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say your place, like your backyard.
I mean, my house is empty right now.
I love this.
Hey, welcome back to Off-Center Thought. I'm John. This is Cho. That's Nguyen. And fucking Lewis with his TikTok.
Yeah, that Coca-Cola Light. Coca-Cola Light. Coca-Cola normal. Coca-Cola.
I'm assuming. I think I know what's the meme for this podcast.
Man, that's fucking gold,
I love
bro.
that you made a jingle to it. It's so fucking catchy.
Dude, it is catchy. Dude, I
right
hope.
there for Nguyen does it.
I hope Coca-Cola goes, let's fucking use it. Just
find this Brazilian.
Yeah, find this Brazilian. Because isn't that like a thing in
That's
TikTok?
a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, that's Super Bowl. Yeah, I feel like
Bro.
like that 15
We're
second
universal.
Thing. Yeah, because isn't like our TikTokers...
And then you dress the little fucking bear, the polar bear, as a Brazilian.
Shirt.
He's got a Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah, he has a Hawaiian shirt.
No, he has a 0 for the fucking 0 goals they got during that World Cup.
All 0 Brazilians are really offended right now. That was into this podcast.
But yeah, there's another episode of Off-Center Thoughts.
I'm trying to figure out a reservation for this hype ass restaurant.
Super
This
duper.
hole in the wall.
You know,
Hole in the
exclusive place that we just found out called.
I don't even know.
I don't even know what it's called. We didn't even say what was it called.
What's the name?
I was gonna try
Mudepo.
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 Yeah. I could have swore there's a G in
Master
there, but
Popo.
I trust Cho more than
Master Popo. Man, that's crazy. But it blew up because of TikTok, right? How did it blow
No,
up?
it just opened.
How did you find out?
Like, how did you find? Because part of me
There's
was
a-
like, I thought they
Clearly
used
it was
it.
TikTok
Yeah.
for like.
Through TikTok.
It's
Oh,
through
really?
TikTok, but the LA location is like a fucking hype.
See, baby. It's,
Oh, no, that
it's
makes
always
sense.
TikTok.
So so they're opening in like a
Shout out
Dallas
to you guys.
branch. Yeah,
Mhm.
shout out to you.
Sponsor.
Sponsor. That makes sense. No wonder it's hyped. I was like wondering, is like, how is it hyped before it's even like?
They
open?
had like soft openings all week. Right?
Yeah.
But did they like?
And everybody that went there like, yo,
Also,
this shit's hype.
they
Oh, bro, literally, you like told me about the place. I looked it up. Was like, bro, I'm gonna get this big ass watermelon.
they've been
It's like half a
hyping it up through
watermelon
social media.
cut up, and it's with soju in it.
So it's like a cocktail.
Oh,
It's fresh watermelon
wow.
cocktail.
But they've been over. They did not compensate for the amount of people that are going apparently because they are
Do they
understaffed.
not know where they opened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
From
hyped
any
it up
town
on
of the world.
fucking. They hyped it on TikTok, and they don't have enough staff to deal with it. Because apparently there are
That's
people already doing
bro.
reviews that are like, "Yeah, I've been waiting an hour for my food because the servers don't. There aren't enough servers and
shit.
blah blah
It's crazy
blah."
because Sleepy Joe don't want to help out these people. help out this country. Sleepy Joe out here just sleeping around. Say he got the COVID.
All right, Lewis.
Look, I'm not saying they're good, but they all right.
Because that's why, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's why I'm a
Oh,
little
white
hesitant
ring,
to hype.
Lewis. Oh, right.
That's
wing
why I don't.
Lewis is
That's why I
back.
All
don't.
right.
MAGA Lewis.
In,
Love
in
it.
terms of restaurants, I don't like going around when they open.
That's the thing.
because of the
Same.
fact they didn't understand that
Yeah.
It's not
you
enough
know what's gonna
people.
happen? People are gonna shit on it because of it.
is
And
that's
then
if you go to their Google page right now, they've got like a couple reviews and they're at like 3.5 because a lot of the 1 stars are saying that they had to wait.
You know what's crazy? We need to have a place that reviews the reviews.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like it's not gonna be made ever.
But also like, but am I the only one that's like low key paranoid about like going to a new place and I'm like, bro, they're only like if you go to like a place that just opened and it's good, you're like, is it because they just opened so everybody's like on their shit?
that's what I was.
So
gonna
that's why
ask
I
y'all.
wait a month or two and then I come back and if it's good, then when they have like the hype has died out,
Right.
then I know it's a good place.
You
Like
kinda-
Junbi was like that. Junbi's first week was way better than what it is now.
Really?
Yeah.
Jumbi Matcha?
Yeah.
I didn't go there first week. I fucking went after.
Well, it's
To me, it
alright
tastes
to
good
me.
all of the 3 times.
Yeah,
I've
it's
had
good.
it.
It's not bad. It's just the quality
standard-
jump
to me, it
dropped.
would be like standard boba, even though it's not boba. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm saying the
yeah,
quality
yeah.
dropped from its initial opening. But that was because like they had like the owners were like there. They were like,
Yeah, David. So where the fuck were you now? Huh? No, I'm joking.
I think it was Tiff.
and then the
Tiff
same.
Yeah,
Casey.
Oh.
Casey.
That's not his company.
No, it is
Oh,
his
it is.
company, but
They're
Casey's
part-
from Dallas, so
Yeah.
he wanted to open one in his hometown.
Makes sense.
And then also there, remember Fast and Furious? There was a big period of time that it dropped off, That was really bad,
And
and it
then
was
I
because
brought you guys back,
and then he came back later
and I was
on.
like, come we.
It didn't even come
That's
back
what's
because
supposed
it was good. It just came back because people wanted another Fast and Furious movie, and they got.
Oh,
No, we're talking about the
We're talking about the place
I
to
know
eat.
you're
Oh.
And then my brain went there for a second. And
My
then
brain
it
went
came
there
back.
immediately because
Yeah.
I completely forgot about the
Talking
restaurant.
about the hibachi place.
Yeah, I
This
completely.
motherfucker just went from cars like to food.
I completely
cars.
forgot about the fucking restaurant. Yeah.
Exactly. Now you remember. Magic.
Or another one that is in our area, Pho Empire. Like even my parents to this day, they talk about the
Oh,
opening.
that place used to be fucking good.
They're like the prime day when it was actually owned by Viet people. It was good. Now it fell
Where
off.
was this at? 'Cause
Nah,
I
it's
know
owned
you
by
was
Viet
talking
Americans.
Five Pairs on like further.
No,
down
it's owned by
the line.
Filipinos.
If you go like all the way down, fucking.
It's
Beltline.
Northgate and Beltline.
Yeah.
It's that one with the random patio area, but it's not a patio area. You know, like the restaurant itself, there's like a main table, and then there's like a random secluded room, and everybody always
I
sits
used to.
there.
I went there with,
I
like
really
back
don't know
in
where
the
this place is.
back in the day.
It's
That
like
shit
by
was good
TNL.
as fuck.
What do you mean back
Yeah.
in the day?
Like
Who's
when
president?
I guess when it was considered like it's at its best back in like
So
the
Bush.
like early 2000s.
Oh,
Like 2000,
Bush
it opened in
administration,
2004,
damn, boy.
2005,
Yeah,
and
like
it was like
early
good up until
2000s.
2007, and
See,
then
that-
it dropped off.
But doesn't it make sense you can't keep consistency? I mean, isn't that part of being a good restaurant? Is like the consistency. has
It's
to
being
be
consistent,
there.
yeah.
That's why, like, when like Cho mentioned this spot and like everybody's like so down, like gun ho. I was just like, I've been to like, yeah, you're good. Take that call. Is Cho's accountant saying clearing the $5,000 check that was sent from?
No, it's
Fat
South
Boy.
Korea's plan to attack us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
yeah.
the sleeper agent.
He's the
I
sleeper
mean,
agent.
my bad.
Say the keyword.
John's the accomplice. He's the,
They're like, it's time. Fill the donuts. Got you, sir. He presses the new button.
the shop just starts shaking.
It turns into a giant mech.
It's
Speaking of Gundams,
What's up?
I want to build mine already.
You do?
Yes,
No,
I
who's
literally
your daddy?
just literally
You want to do it,
fucking
friends? Louis?
2 days.
Literally
2
did?
days ago, I bought a fucking Lego set that was like $150,
Cho,
and I finished it in 1 day because I was like, I need to build something.
Wait, what
What the
Lego
fuck is
piece
your
was
job?
it? Hold on.
It was it was
Dude.
from the Mandalorian. It was the I think it was called it was Cad Bane's ship.
Eyesight.
Dude,
That's
it was
Dude, that
it's fucking
Nintendo
huge.
64
How long
one
did it
that I
take
had,
you?
or the Super Nintendo kit that Durs had, he fucked up the TV, so I just sat there for like 4 hours while everybody was asleep, just slowly building it. It's so gratifying, and like you finally finish it, and then you start twisting it, and the
I
scenery
don't want
moves.
to do a Gundam.
I'm
For
like,
one, it's too much work.
wow.
But I'll do a Lego piece.
His was
Legos are
600
nice.
pieces.
I'll do that. That's easy for me.
That shit was fun.
I'll get
But
it.
doing a
but-
Gundam, like you gotta shave that bitch out.
You don't
put all this
have
other
to
stuff.
shave it
No,
out.
well, like when you cut it up, you're gonna have to like
You don't
clean
have
out
to
the
though.
edges. If
You
not, it's
don't
gonna
have-
look like shit.
Yeah, but,
But
I
with
mean,
a
you
Lego
don't have
piece,
to.
it's already crisp edge.
That makes sense.
I
Like
forgot
my
the.
haircut, not crisp. Never
I
mind.
forgot what it was called, but it was like 1,000+ pieces. And that shit took me like the majority of the
I want
like
the
the latter
fucking-
half of the day.
I want
Yeah, that's
the.
commitment,
I
dog.
want the Millennium Falcon or the.
Death
They've
Star.
got a cheap version of it, which is like $160.
But it's like a small one.
And it's like the smaller. It's not
I
as
know.
detailed, but
Because to me, it's like you start out with Legos and then you go up to like the models, like the Gundams and stuff.
yeah.
Because to me, like at school, I was in
No,
like
then you go to the atom bomb.
the atom bomb. I made this fucking nuclear reactor in my backyard.
Manhattan Project.
Man, right? But like, because I know when I was in high school, I was in robotics, so we had to work with the Lego NXTs, which was like
Dude,
the
that shit was
programmed
fun.
which was fucking fun. But I was like, so like, I'm tired of these Legos. Like,
I
fuck
don't know
these pieces.
why you
bro.
said robotics, and I was just like, I feel like all that was playing is we gonna rock now to electric.
I'm gonna say this, dude. I joined
He's
robotics.
soldering.
Fun fact.
He's got the glasses on.
We gonna rock.
You
Just
say
a
that
bunch of
during-
bullshit.
You say that, but Pineapple Express was popping during that time, so low-key it probably was playing. But it was students in the back watching the movie instead of doing their
And the
work.
teacher just back.
You've been served.
You know what sucks is like I joined robotics thinking I was like, dude, I'm gonna build a fucking Terminator arm.
Dude, you guys were supposed to build a battle bot.
No, we
But
built
that-
one, dude. Here, I was in the robotics team.
It
and what
was a
sucks-
battle to build that bond.
I think I've said it maybe here, but like we were in the robotics team. Well, like you were in the
Wait,
robotics
don't say
class.
we. You were in the robotics.
I was in the robotics
You
team.
nerd.
Yeah, I was a fucking
Don't worry,
nerd.
I was in the aerospace class.
New one was
built
like,
rockets.
new one's like, I'm gonna build a Terminator arm, and then I'm gonna buy this Gundam, and I'm gonna bring it to robotics, and we're gonna build a mini Gundam.
At least minimum I was
That's gonna make a rocket, and it's gonna go to space. I'm gonna make a robot. That's gonna make a rocket,
bro. What sucks is like, what's it called? We had like, so like the class, the teacher would see who's the good people like in the class. It was me, this black dude called Michael. Remember Michael, right? I forgot
Which
the other
one?
two.
Which one?
Not the blind Michael.
That's
Not
the
blind
inside
Michael.
joke for
Bro.
all
You
academies.
know blind Michael, right?
Yes,
That dude is
everybody.
blind. That motherfucker is blind.
You think he's like,
Bro, you
Not
think
gonna lie,
when
you
people
were
Yeah,
like-
he
say,
refuses to admit
Dude,
that he's
when
blind.
people
He'll still
say-
just sit there and be like,
And a asshole on top of it.
dude, when people are like, oh my god, I can't see without my glass. This motherfucker can't see,
Can see,
period,
no.
with his glasses.
he's wearing shades. He has red shades. He looks like Cyclops, dude.
Without the powers.
Oh, dude,
or the swagger.
dude, I found out when he
Dude,
plays
can we finally
like
say it?
He put
computer
on those
games-
red shades and he thought he could do the soldering.
Dude, I found out when he plays games, he has to
Yes.
be like
He's
an
there.
inch off his fucking
yeah.
screen. So I'm like, how the fuck do you see the mini map? He goes, oh, I just move. He has to
He
literally
literally
move
moves
his head like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go like that, and then he's like, I'm like,
Shout
bro.
out to you, Chunky Man.
Junkie Man's at least like
Dude, Junkie-
hand length away.
Chunky can like maybe like from like here to here you can see.
Michael cannot see if it's not
Like,
an inch.
yeah, it has
Dude,
to be-
if this guy
He
has to
legally-
read a menu,
It's not even that, Chunky legally can't drive. Michael legally can't do anything.
Can't literally sit in the car.
He can't legally do
he
anything.
has to
Yeah,
Uber
dude.
to work because he cannot drive, and there's no one to drive him to work.
And the thing that's crazy is, like, there's some people that are like, obviously, it's a disability, right? Let's be real. But like, some people are like when they're disabled, they're like humbled. This dude was like straight out, like, did not give a.
We can finally
fuck.
say. Can we finally say it's past the statute
Yeah,
of
it's past the
limitation?
statute of
He's the one that shit the urinal.
Yeah, he shit on the urinal.
He was the shit urinal.
What he
the
would do-
urinal shitter.
Yeah, what he would do is like if you left your laptop alone, bro, because he worked for the admins, like fixing computers. He had the administrative password. So what he would do is if you went to the bathroom, he would number one get on your computer, put his fucking USB drive, put porn on your computer. Program it to when you unlock your computer, your volume goes all the way up and it plays right in the middle of the porn. It was genius, bro. And you couldn't do shit because like he was blind, bro. The teachers wouldn't like he was
Dude, I
he's just
still
like,
remember.
Why are all these kids
Were
playing
you in that
Electric
class?
Avenue?
Were you in that class? The math teacher, the taller lady in freshman year.
Yes.
She had the. Were you in his
Yeah.
class? Okay, I still remember hearing her go, "Michael, do you not understand? Look at me." He was like, "Bitch, I can't say it." He literally said it out loud. We're across the hall. I'm like reading Romeo and Juliet, and I hear, "Bitch, I can't." we're all looking at the window. We're like,
Cause so even the teachers were like, "Dude, you're blind. Why are you in this class?" And he's like, "I'm not blind." He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, "I'm deserving to be in this class." And you're like, "What?"
Staring at, arguing
Dude,
with the
then
wall.
they give him,
dude, he pulled that shit on our vice principal too, Krieger or whatever.
dude.
He was like, he said something and then he was like, "Well, it seems like you don't see what I'm seeing." He's like, "I can see that you're a tool," and he just fucking walked away. I was just like,
no one walked away and his head into the
he
wall.
still bumped into a wall.
He's like, he was saying like weird things. Like we would play the penis game. And we were like, penis. Like, whoever said it, penis, the loudest would win. And he'd just be like, penis, giant fat cock. And then the teacher's like, Michael, can you please sit down? And he's just like, okay. Because this is how you look like. Like if he's like, hey Michael, he goes, what's up? Like he's just because he can't see. That's why he gets his ear.
He has to.
He's like a
angle his
blind
ear.
swordsman.
Yeah, he's like,
Any little noise,
Dude, God
Someone's
bless-
peeing down the hall.
God bless his soul. He made
But yeah,
class
he
so
was-
dude.
much
But like,
fun.
if you see him look at his phone, he's like,
Dude.
he's crouched over like this, and he's like,
yeah, dude.
And it doesn't help that he's a smaller dude, like in terms of height,
Oh,
but he
yeah.
also curls up too. So he's like the shit cracks.
Dude,
Motherfucker
man.
would crack me up. Like in the morning, like when we like the few times that I had first period at Academy, and I would show up, he would be in like a random, like he wouldn't even be in a corner. He would just be in the middle of the hall, but like crouched down, looking through his phone or something like that. And when people bumped into him, he'd be like, "Can't you see me?" And then they're like, "Can you see me?" He just walks away. He just waddles away.
It was such that he had quick comebacks. So cause like you'd be like, shut up, Mike, you're blind. Like, but well, I'm so blind, I can still see you because you're fat as fuck. And you're like, what the fuck, Michael? He's just so fucking. He was out.
I may be blind, but I smell your sweaty ass.
When he hit up,
I can smell that fat burning too when you walk up the stairs, boy. Like, what
but
the
like
fuck,
again,
Michael?
he's blind, but somehow he can still see your physical defect. Because there was a white boy in our class.
Giant blob. He's just like
No, that's the funny thing. There was this white boy that in our class. I don't know if he stayed throughout all of academy because I don't remember seeing him in graduation. But I know he was in freshman year. But he had like he like got in an accident like as a kid, so he had like a bad neck. So he always was doing like a second double chin pose. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "Why you look like you just saw the biggest dick in your life?" And I'm like, "How the fuck do you see that?" And he was like, "He just walks away." And I'm like,
Bro.
"Dude,
I smell some new shoes.
he was that guy. He
Uncle
literally."
Ruckus, he's Uncle Ruckus, bro. Like dead ass, bro. He's still kicking, right? He's still somewhere.
I
Hey, we need to bring him in here somewhere.
I still see him online. Like he plays
Really?
like League like a lot. So I see him.
How?
Dude, he's like
I don't know.
if he's not working, he's playing games. It
But
doesn't
I'm
matter.
saying,
I
how do
see
you
him
play
on
League?
Steam pop up like I don't even know.
You
Because
need
when
the
he's
whole screen.
literally,
to play
I've met him
League.
twice in person, and every time he's on his phone, dude,
Yeah.
he's like an inch away from his phone screen, and he moves his phone like this. And he keeps his head still to read what the fuck he's looking at. I'm like, how do you play games? He's just like, I don't know. He's like, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Man, this dude's legit. Man loved his hentai, bro.
Bro.
Man loved his hentai,
I still
bro.
remember though, because he was notorious for wearing his backpack with just one strap. And finally, someone was like, "Bro,
this.
Michael, why do you always hold your backpack with one strap?" He's like, "I can't find the other one."
Bro, he's a trip, man.
But yeah, he
Damn.
was also like really smart too, but just never applied himself to
Yeah, he
shit.
never
He was
applied
he was
himself.
too much of a degen to do anything.
Yeah, dude, but like the few times I've talked to him on Discord, he has to Uber to work. He almost Ubers all of his food.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, he gets I'm pretty sure he
gets a
works
tax
though,
cut.
but he could just. I
And
think
also
can
he
just
files
go
for
off-
disability.
Yeah, he could
Yeah,
probably
he
get
gets disability, but he
yeah.
still works. So it's like I don't know what he do. I don't know what the fuck he
He's
does
probably
for
a
work.
lawyer. Daredevil.
We called him Mike, but he was more Mike Reeves.
Someone throws a brick in the house.
I'm just saying, if you're a blind lawyer, you got an automatic opener. That's the
At that point,
easiest
you
thing to
just dress up as
every
Daredevil
open.
during
Yes, but
Halloween.
also like anytime you're in court, you know how they have to do an opening statement. He ends it the same way. I may be blind, but I can see. My claimant is innocent. Done.
I might be blind. I see the truth.
The judge is like, damn. I know this is the seventh time I heard it, but it still is. Damn, this shit fire.
False pretext.
All right, this traffic violation is adjourned.
That's just like end your phrase.
But again, facing the wrong way the whole time.
He ends it with justice is
He
also
goes- he's
blind.
like, jury, please look at the. He's like, jury,
Sir, you're in
please
the
look at the
restroom.
evidence, and he points at something else. He's just-
Sir, you're at a KFC right now. Ah, shit.
I knew I was late.
Oh fuck, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, well, I was thinking, so going back to the robotic story, because I did compete in the robot real quick, because we got kicked out because we had built our own robot.
I just want to say you just said robot.
Did
You
I
were
say
like,
robot?
yeah, we did complete in the robotic robot.
So you finished building
Damn,
the
the
robot
robot
for the
is
competition.
a robot. Holy shit!
You know what it pays
Robotic
for?
robot.
Robux.
Shit!
But like,
Robux.
It's a Terminator that was built by a Terminator. He's super robot.
fucking hell. But what's it called? We ended up building that model. We ended up being like a thing because there's like a game on the competition that we have to play. Like you had to like grab the balls and score points.
Yeah, you played soccer.
So we ended up going, yeah, pretty much. So we ended up going to like this like fancy place to like compete, and like we made it to the first
The
round.
Chili's down the street.
Get it right. It's the Bennigan's. Get it right. It's the Bennigan's.
Oh no, my bad. The guy.
And then like, cause our school was like a electronic school or whatever.
Or
career
like
school.
we're a technical school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they were like, especially the first floor. Like we mentioned it a lot of times. Like the first floor was electronics and engineering, and it was like a sausage party, no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
no chicks.
No, there was 3% girls in our whole first floor. They
these
pulled the
boys are-
stat out because they made
Yeah.
a specific club for the girls.
Yeah.
It was called
It's called engineering for girls or something like that. Something
no, girls of technology.
Girls-
Because
they- those are the fucking nuts. Never mind, keep going.
Because you remember they started. Dude,
I just got triggered, bro.
Bro, you seem like you got fucking hurt.
dude, they were
Knew it with there being like, and they're like, fuck you.
actually there were some pretty girls at our floor. But I remember because then for the longest time, bro, they were so stupid. It was so dumb. They were trying to push like Google Docs and all that shit for us all the time. So like some of the class would like push like that kind of stuff. And when GOT was forming, they were like, "What should we name our female-centric engineering group?" And like Technovag was like number one vote. Like so many of the guys recommended Technovag, Technovag, and then they're like, "We're gonna go with Girls of Technology," and they're like, "So you got?" And then that's what we would say anytime they would walk by. We're like, "Oh shit, they got."
But dude, the reason why I got triggered is because we were the team that was chosen by the teacher. And then,
GOT had their own team.
And then the vice principal had designed GOT to make their own robot.
Yeah.
So like for like maybe 3 weeks, I was a dork with all these other dorks building a dorky ass robot.
Dude, didn't most of the GOT's robot wasn't even made by them?
Exactly.
It was made by
It
y'all.
wasn't even built. It wasn't even. We had to like help them stuff, right? Which I don't care. You know, fucking feminism. I love feminism. I love bitches.
Doesn't sound right.
No. But anyways, bro.
You just chant their name.
I love that Cho's interpretation just gets higher and higher pitch every single time.
So we had gone to the competition, right? And the guys, we had our robot. We took our robot that was completed, and then the chicks took their half-built robot to competition.
They got
So like we went there. Gotcha, bitch. They immediately got disqualified, right? Because they didn't finish the robot.
The robot didn't move. It had to go onto the arena by
like
itself. They couldn't even do that.
It's like Wally. They got Wally. You guys got the other one.
Dude, but that competition was so weird too. Like again, you can score the ball and you get points. Or like, did you guys go for the big prize point? The whole hooking onto the top part.
No,
And
here's why we didn't get to that part, John. So like,
if you let me fucking finish, John. If you stop fucking interrupting.
they got God, and then we got God.
oh man.
So like obviously we had all built the robot, right? And at the end of the day, there's egos. So we all at the first competition, we're like, who drives the robot? So we're all fighting to see who like. So we were like fighting.
So Michael won because he's a blind master, right?
We had buff Michael. We had Michael that could see and dunk. So we were good. So we
The D1 athlete?
Yeah, the D1 athlete. So we were like with him, and like we were fighting. We're like, man, fuck you, bitch. You a bitch. At the end of the day, we're like, fine. We decided who's gonna do the robot, right? But it turns out that the fucking scummy vice principal the whole time saw us fighting and like shit talking. So she pressed record and recorded us just shit talking. So then we had made it to the first step, the first round. So we were gonna get another trip. We're gonna go out of town with our robot.
I remember this. This was a scandal.
And then we were like, oh yeah, we fucking did it. And then we
In front of the girls.
and then like we and then, dude, that week we all got one by one sent to the office.
Yep.
And we all like, what? Why are we all three in this fucking office, dog?
We did this good. I was like, you know what? I'll take my pride, man.
I thought we were going to get a statue built of us, bro.
And you walk in, you see a wall of gods, and you're like, oh no.
Dude, literally, it was like that. It was like the girls team and us, and then our robot in the middle, and then they fucking She had that, you know the old Windows media player that had like the fucking yeah. So she played that, and then I was like, man, fuck you, Michael, I'm gonna fucking drive this robot, you bitch, bro.
And then, this is the clean version of what y'all said because we were really racist.
Dude, this is 2010, bro. The N-bomb was everywhere. I didn't say I said it.
Right.
Someone might have said it.
You also got to know this. Michael pulled the race card first all the time.
So Michael, look, he gave us the blessing. I mean, he gave everyone. I would have never.
The other guy was about to say, he goes, you can say it. So just that one
Him
little
and Cameron
Michael
were
in
the
that
two
conversation.
It's fine.
And then he finished the word.
You got the black card for that.
Did you see the R come out of your chest?
Anyways, there were some words said, and we were like, "Oh shit!" And they were like, "So seeing that y'all because nobody had seen us, nobody had heard us fucking."
Yeah, because we were like probably in like a secluded area where it's
team
just
huddle.
like,
It was a team huddle.
It was a team huddle. Yeah,
It was a team huddle.
Friendship.
It was locker room talk.
Yeah, it was locker room.
Locker room talk.
It's the boys being the boys. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what teams do. They talk shit to each other in the locker room.
Yeah, and then we were like trying to hype ourselves up for competition, and then she's like, I sent this to all the other schools and the organization that we're competing in. You are disqualified.
She
So
did.
we're gonna give your robot to the girls of technologies, and the girls of technologies like, yeah, and we're like,
Go like this real
what the
fast.
fuck?
You got.
Dude, we were so butthurt.
Do you know what I would have done at that point?
Broken that robot.
I would have picked it up and thrown it. I would have thrown it.
Okay,
I would have
and
legit thrown it.
now, with that being the case, we get to I get to tell my aerospace story.
John shot it up to space.
So
John sent a fucking missile contract to North Korea.
so okay, like there's a few of them, but the one that really pissed me off, and for me personally, was throughout the whole time we made tiny ones, and like we would make tiny rockets and stuff like that. And I had a tradition that I named all my rockets pee-pee.
PP, okay.
Because when you launch my pee-pee, come on, I was a kid at that time.
I was young.
But then our final rockets were like big ones. Like ours, my team ended up making ours, and by the time it was done, I even when I extended my arm all the way up, I couldn't touch the top. That's how long it was.
Yeah.
And we were fucking. We named it PP Grande because we also found out that the range that we were gonna shoot, they announced the rocket before they shot it, and we were just like, bro, how funny would it be? Is now time to launch PP Grande.
Honestly, they would have saw there probably that it said, so Pepe Grande.
They asked me why PP, and I was like, oh, because you know that rap song OPP, it's about money and hustling, so we're just shit jokes. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, so PP Grande, and he was like, okay, whatever. And then towards the night before, like there was a group that was predominantly some of the GOT girls, and they kind of they had snuck some alcohol to the competition.
Them gods, man. Hey, those GOT girls, no shade at all. They were fun.
They were fun,
but they sure do know how to take an opportunity.
That's what I was saying. So
they're like a free trip to San Antonio. So like hotel and room service.
They said, "Oh, I'm sorry." They said, "I'm sorry, San Antonio."
But dude, okay, and also there's a part of this story that I haven't shared with anybody else in public. So statute of limitations gone now, but they brought.
Every time you say that, it sounds like you're gonna say that you did something very wrong.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything
We
wrong.
accidentally shot the rocket and it went through the chest of a person. No, we buried his body at the field.
So
we promised you we wouldn't talk about it.
but now the statutes of limitations are over.
No. Shouts out to and you have to bleep this name out because I'll tell you guys who did it, but they can.
Dude, we probably won't even know.
You remember Max?
Yeah,
Okay, so the GOT girls and some of the fuckboys that were in aerospace were in their room like drinking when the teachers went to sleep. And one of our classmates stole one of their bottles. They were drinking like Mad Dogs or whatever. But he stole one of their bottles and he was like, hey, let's split it. And I was just like, don't really want to drink, to be honest. And then they found out that we took it real quick. So they were banging on the door, but it was half drunk already. And I was like, do they know it's half drunken? And they're like, no. I was like, we should pour it out. Half drunken?
Drunken?
Drunken's a word.
Oh, you're right. T-Pain used it. You're right.
Yeah. That
Not
Urbonics.
Webster's dictionary. If T-Pain used it.
Drunken got drunk.
Urbonics is a language.
Yeah.
Respect our culture.
Yeah.
I'm a quarter offended. But I was like, hey, just if y'all really want to keep it, just pour it into like a Gatorade bottle. It's blue. Pour blue Gatorade in there, and then they won't know. And then a homeboy went, or we can give them a full bottle. And I was like, and he just disappeared into the restroom. And then he comes out, and it's green.
Oh.
I was like,
That's what he did, boys.
I'm like, homeboy does not believe in water, so that shit was green because
And it was Max, right?
Yeah.
You know he was at the skate park the whole day.
Dude, we went to Denny's and we all got like soda and water afterwards to like hydrate. Motherfucker drank 3 cups of chocolate milk. He's a
Denny's.
fucking the dude is a degenerate. I'm like but then he was like,
So evil. You just imagine there. Yeah, Denny's. Can I get a chocolate milk?
I know.
Like 5 minutes
We
later,
all looked at
can
him.
I get another chocolate milk? Another 5 minutes. Can I get another chocolate milk?
Hey, no, dude, the wild thing
From
is
the finest brown cow on the
the wild thing
field.
is the first cup they brought
This is
out,
straight up
it was
from
a
the
cup of
cocoa
chocolate
bean.
milk, right? He went, where's the ice? And the guy was like, what?
no.
He's like, where's the ice? I wanted a cold cup of
On
chocolate
the
milk.
rocks, you asshole.
The rest of them were with ice. And I was just like, you're just eating you're drinking watery chocolate milk. And he's like, yeah. And the rest of the table was just like so like confused by it. Because like, no offense, the rest of the table, they're kind of like the type of guys you expect to be in aerospace. And me and Max were like
you,
the only.
you.
No, and me and Max were the only ones that lost our V card because they all asked on the bus.
So
I don't
that's
know.
that.
So they were like, how the fuck is it these two guys that chocolate milk drinker and John who doesn't want to do shit?
John looks like an extraterrestrial. Bro,
No, this was junior year. I had gained my weight back.
Jesus Christ.
But
Milk drinking extraterrestrial.
he comes out and he's like, don't touch it. But then he was like, he put it on the table. He's like, you guys don't want to touch it. And I was like, how are they not going to notice that it's hot or
Yeah, I was
warm?
gonna say it has to be hot.
But they are blitzed already. And they like finally like, he was like, one of y'all unlock the door. Everybody act casual. And then they open the door and they're just like, where's our drink? And they're like fucking drunk. Like one of the fuck boys like hella like stumbling and shit. And he was like, bro, we just didn't want you guys to be under the influence when our rockets were launching, bro. I was like, Max, shut the fuck up. And they were like, there it is. And they grab it. And he was like, man, y'all can't take our drink. He was like, kiwi. And he takes like a glug. And he passes it home, girl. She takes a glug. And they just all walk out. And we just see them passing the bottle. And I was just like, and I just literally, I'm like, they're all like at the door and window seeing them walk. And I'm by the door. And I just went, we tell no one that we just forced them to drink homeboy's piss.
Oh, force is not what you did.
And they're
Here
just
at
like,
Off Center, we don't force anybody to do
statute of limitations gone. You can't get your shit. I don't even live in that state anymore. Different county.
Shut you. We got you.
Hey, dog, I watch SVU a lot. I got you, bro. That case will be dismissed.
Speaking of a piss drinking story, when I was in middle school, I was in athletics. During like the off season of basketball, you know, like they would group the basketball team with like the football team for off season. They would just like do workouts and shit.
Yeah.
So we were doing workouts outside.
You weren't in there. You weren't a part of athletics.
You were
Break like catch a touchdown.
He's watching the girls' athletic teams. Those are the thoughts.
These are what the shots like.
Yeah, but we were outside doing like I think we were doing like sprints or some shit outside.
Yeah.
And I remember they had like a cooler contraption called the cow. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. You drink a thing, it's hot as shit water, bro. It's like,
But it comes out fast too,
Yeah,
so
it's
you're
like-
just burning the back of your fucking
you don't
throat.
even realize how fast. So you're going like this and just smashing the back of the unit. And just
Dude,
hot
all you
liquid.
hear is the best part is all you can hear is the motor pumping and a bunch of kids spraying. But since we can't gauge the power of it, you just hear that hollow sound of like the water hitting the back of our throat.
Everyone you learn your lesson the first time the fucking rough way because you just pointed directly at your throat.
Yeah.
Smacked the back of your throat. So people started learning to like turn it to the side.
You hit
let it fill up the cheek and then you can swallow it. So it's just like a group of guys going.
I like how you correlated piss to the stream of that.
Wait,
the reason why is because at the time I think we called it like the cow. It was broken. It was broken, right? So we had to manually refill these bottles.
Yeah.
And it was this one black dude and this one Hispanic dude that went to go refill the team's bottles.
Oh no!
Did they pee in one?
Dude,
they played Russian roulette.
Bro. We were like, they were taking a long time, so like a group of us went to go see what the fuck they were doing, and they were like playing rock paper scissors, and they were like, "What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, we're thirsty." And the black guy was like, "Oh, I bet him that if I beat him in rock paper scissors, he'll drink my piss." And I was like, "No fucking way!" And then he literally won like the next like few times.
What did the other guy get out of this? I also
I
get to drink his piss.
Yeah, I think it was like they drink each other's piss or whatever. So like the black guy won. He was like, "All right, I'll be right back." He pissed in the dude's bottle and he closed it. He said, "Drink it." The Mexican guy, with no hesitation, started drinking it. I was like, "Oh
Back in my
my
god!" We
god!"
couldn't have any water. So we drank what we needed.
Nah, that's when you hit him with the Coke lights on.
Liquid is liquid. You'll do whatever if you have to survive.
Dude, but the best part of the whole trip too, there was so we had like a motel, but it was like one of those like one-story ones, like horseshoe shape. I'm gonna let them go on.
Go.
But yeah, the continuing the ice story, our hotel was like one of those one-story hotels that was like a horseshoe shape, and then the parking lot's in the middle. And we rented out like 4 rooms or whatever. It was like 2 for the girl outside of the teachers. It was like 2 for the girls, 2 for the boys. We didn't stay in any of those rooms. But then there was a biker gang that rented out 3 rooms. And I think low-key they were at like a swinger biker group because there was like 20 of them. Like, no, actually, I felt like it was only 1 room. I think they were all just like stuffed in there, like fucking each other. But they got annoyed that like a bunch of teenagers just
in the danger zone.
maybe. You hear the Top Gun.
He's just wearing the vest, no nothing on.
But they're all like out of shape white people. That's why I'm like low-key
typical
swinging.
biker.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning into the swinger vibe. But like they obviously didn't like to hear like a bunch of teenagers yelling and shit like that outside. So they came out to like tell us to shut up. And one of our classmates, he was like a D2 lineman. He's like fucking my height, but like 300 pounds. And he was one of the person that was shit-faced. And when he was drunk, he turned angry. So literally the guys were like, "Would you shut the fuck up?" And he just like pushed like 7 of them out of the way. All the fuck boys that got girls out of the way. He just like ran at them. We're just like, we're in the room, like I'm in the doorway, and I was just like, "Oh fuck, man, none of us are gonna be able to stop him." And then he was like, he gets in their face. He's like, "Do something now, do something now." He's like, "Why's your breath smell?" We're just like. We're just like,
the biker's like, "What's your breath smell?"
John just comes out. Alcohol. John comes out. Woo. Goddamn, bro.
Smells like piss.
He goes, "You hit the piss play too, because in this hotel room."
But then, dude, and then they pulled out like they're like pulling out brass knuckles and knives and shit like that. And I was like, me and one of our homeboy had to walk over and we're just like, "Yo, they're a little drunk. We'll get them in their room. And they'll leave y'all alone. We're gonna fucking murder them though." And I was like, "Chill."
I would like to think you came out of your hotel room with the PP Grande. And you said, "What you gonna do now, Jermaine? Light it up." 5, 4, 3.
Gotta wait for that. Wait, guys, I gotta
Doesn't
fill out
actually
that
know the
CO2
countdown, so it's like he's on 3, but the thing is on 1. He's like 3, 2.
What hotel is this, bro?
I don't know. But it was out in the boonies.
Jermaine, you didn't tell me, Jermaine.
It was the Ritz.
It's like you make it sound like this hotel room is one hallway.
It was essentially a giant.
Somehow the teachers slept through all this fucking gang war.
No, the best part was the next morning he came out and he literally like I remember because I was by the pool and we're all like hanging out. We had like coffees or whatever. And he comes out, he does the stretch and he went, "Y'all look like shit." He was like, "Get on the bus." He gave no fucks. He was like, "I'm going to sleep. I don't give a fuck." And then on the bus, he was just like, he leaned over because it was me and one of our other classmates, Hayden, and me and him were sitting next to each other. He leans over and he's like, no arrest, right? And I was like, no, but it was closed. And he was like, yeah, those biker gangs look like trouble.
Hey, it's Nunu from Off Center. We apologize, our recording did get messed up halfway through, but the good thing is this upcoming Monday we are dropping a TikTok reaction on YouTube, and that same Friday we'll be releasing our first food show on our YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed and check it out. Stay tuned.